Welcome back to YouTube. Well, I say welcome back. Really, this is the first video that I've ever really done on this channel. And it's an important one because last week, after years of saying I was going to do it, I just went online and booked it without much thought. But I've booked a full distance Ironman for July 2027. Vitoria-Gasteiz, I believe is how you pronounce it, or Vitoria-Gasteiz or something like that. Spanish full distance Ironman in the north of Spain, 12 months from now. As you can see, I got a bike in the back. It's actually a trial bike, so I'm still in the process of choosing a bike, but this is one of the ones that I've been advised to get. It's not a cheap one. So the guy said I could take it, give it a try for a week, come back with my thoughts, and then make a decision on what I'm going to get. But the hope of this video is to simply trying to give you an idea of why I'm doing it, when, what the training's going to look like, and just give you an insider of what the first real week of full distance Ironman training would look like. So I'm sat outside the gym currently because I still got to train for physique based stuff. That's going to be the challenge. Usually, obviously, most of your training is going to go towards just purely focusing on the Ironman, which obviously is going to be the priority, but I still want to keep some element of physique based training in there. So it's a bit of a cross/hybrid training split that I'm going to be doing, trying to maximize both at the same time, because not only is the Ironman in July, but I'm getting married in August as well. So there's about a month between doing the Ironman and then flying over to Ibiza to actually get married the following month. And you obviously want to look good on your wedding, so the goal is to be fit, become an Ironman, and look unbelievable as well. I don't know whether I'm going to do it. Frankly, I don't know whether I'm going to be able to complete the Ironman. I'm sure I will, but it's going to be a big challenge because at this point I've not even done close to the type of training or performance-based stuff that requires, to be able to do an Ironman. Furthest I've ever run is 30k. I have done an Olympic distance triathlon, but if my calculations are correct, you're looking at like 4 or 5 times the distance of an Olympic distance triathlon for a full Ironman. I've never run a full marathon, which is literally simply the last part of an Ironman. So putting it all together is going to be very, very difficult, but what's the point? Hopefully you're going to come along and see how it works. A whole 12 months series of what the inside Ironman training looks like. So we're going to go in and got a full body training session today. I'll try and explain and break down the training split later when I get home. But for now, we've got a full body training split to do today. Bit of everything. Let's go and get it done. So it is now 25 to 4 in the afternoon. I have been at home doing check-ins for the past 5 hours. I figured I wouldn't bother making you endure footage of me sat on the laptop typing, talking, doing shit that you don't want to see. So I'm now at the mall because I can't be seen dead wearing Adidas shoes or Adidas with New Balance socks. I've got a run to do, so I need to go and find some Adidas socks. I might also treat myself to a little bit of running gear because I don't have any proper running gear. But then I do also have a run to do, so it's just an easy run, nothing crazy, which I will take you along with. And then when I get back, I'll explain the process of what the next 12 months are going to look like, I think. Training structure and all that fancy stuff. New cap, who's that? Anyway, run session today, 45 minutes, easy run. So you've got 6 efforts of 0.8 kilometers at an easy pace with a 100 meter lift at tempo pace. And then just some lifts at the end. 50 meter efforts into 100 meter efforts easy. 4 of those. So it's coming in at 3.73 miles, nothing crazy, it's just the start of a block and I've not run in a long time, so off we go. Now I haven't run for a long time, but frankly a lot of these runs at the minute, because obviously we can't go straight into some crazy work block, they do feel really easy. Like, the pace that I'm running at now feels like I'm fast walking, but what a lot of people don't realise is when it comes to running, you have to learn to run slow, build that endurance base up, because the vast majority of your training week is going to be easy work. I'm just trying to be able to increase your distance while monitoring and managing your heart rate so that you don't blow up too early. A lot of people will go out on a run and think it's like the hardest thing in the world because they're simply just running too fast for what they think should be the pace that they're running at. See, I'm talking to you now and the watch is telling me that I'm running too fast. So I literally just feel like I have to trot this, which arguably is boring, but it's necessary. And then as you know, you gradually expose yourself to further distances and you can tolerate it, then that's when you start increasing the pace and stuff like that. So well, that's that done. Honestly, I'm still struggling with the pacing as far as keeping the slow efforts as slow as they need to be. I'm still probably running slightly fast based on the paces that I've been given, but we'll get there. Up to now, I'm pretty happy with where I'm at. I actually feel fitter than I thought I would, to be honest. The tough part about all this shit is slow is that it's literally 40 degrees out here right this second. So running in 40 degree heat is a challenge of its own. But anyway, we're going to get back, I'm going to eat something, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to run you through the workout week, what the week's going to look like, and how I'm managing to, or I'm going to try to manage it all. Because it's probably going to be like 9 sessions across the week. That's with trying to manage and run the business at the same time as doing normal shit, at the same time as try to get out and play golf, because that's what I like doing in my downtime. So the next 12 months are going to be tough from a time management perspective, but ultimately that's why I wanted to do it. I feel like for the longest time I've not had something challenging to focus on, and ultimately I do feel like that's what I needed. I needed a bit of time to not have something to focus on, which is fine, because you sometimes get lost in this process of feeling like you need to be working towards something all the time, and I got sick of that for a while. So just took some time to just kind of enjoy training and enjoy, you know, eating as normal and playing golf and just trying to float for a little while. But ultimately I just got to the point where I was like, right, I need something again. And what better way to challenge yourself than to do something that not even 1% of the population of the earth can manage to do. I need to double check that stat, but it's definitely less than 1% of the earth will ever complete an Ironman. So That'd be a nice one to put on the trophy cabinet.
So we're back, and like I was saying before, when I was sat in the car park, like I felt for a long time that ultimately I needed a new challenge that was going to excite me, that ultimately made me feel how I've wanted to feel about training for a long time. I've been in this bodybuilding space and photo shoot space for the best part of 9 years. I started doing that pretty much straight out of when I retired from rugby back in my early 20s. I believe I was 21 and I'm coming up to 31 now. Um, and it's amazing. It's what I do for a primary job. I think a lot of people should continue to do that stuff. And if they haven't done it already, at least do it once in their life, because the amount of positivity and confidence and structure and discipline that getting in shape teaches you is unbelievable. But for me, that's been doing it for the best part of a decade and not much else really. I felt the drag and the itch to go back to that performance side of stuff. And I've been telling myself that because naturally, look, Ironman and triathlon training is a hard thing to do. It's the difficulty that comes with getting in shape is the nutrition. It's the boring, monotonous, repetitive nature of the food and being hungry and and sacrifice that you make in that regard. The training is pretty fucking easy. You turn up, you get stronger. It's not particularly challenging. This is the other way around. Like as far as triathlon and Ironman training goes, like you're looking at like 15-hour weeks. And I'll go over what my training structure is going to look like in a second. But I've been telling myself for the longest time that I just haven't had the time to do it because I've had other commitments and other priorities. And the reality is, if I just keep telling myself that, I'll never do it because I'm never going to get any more time than I already have. You know what I mean? So I ultimately bit the bullet and I went out and I came back from the cinema the other night and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to book it. I went online, I found one that was 12 months away and I fucking paid for it there and then. I ultimately don't have an excuse anymore because it's booked. I've committed to it. I'm telling you guys that I'm doing it. If I don't do it, I look like a fucking idiot, don't I? So it's getting done. That's what I wanted to do. It's been in the back of my mind for a long time, and now is the time that I finally commit to that. But as I mentioned, the structure of the training and the structure of of what needs to be done it's pretty long. It's going to require a lot of time, a lot of planning, a lot of organisation. So the way that I'm structuring my weeks right this second is it's some double days, some single days, but I'm training pretty much every day. Okay, so Monday, as you've seen today, is going to be a full body session in the gym. I'm not going to make it overly sport specific like some people would that, really take the whole triathlon thing seriously for a living. I'm going to still do the hypertrophy based, physique development stuff because I still care about that. So typical bodybuilding full body session on a Monday morning followed by a run in the evening. Tuesday will be my swim session. So I'll do a swim session in the pool just outside the apartment building. We're lucky enough to have one here, a full 25-meter pool, which is great. Wednesday will be full body again with a bike in the evening. Thursday will be run, interval session, tempo session of some sort. Friday will be upper body, because who doesn't want bigger chest, bigger arms, and bigger shoulders, and a bigger back? Followed by my second swim session. And then Saturday morning will be my long endurance bike. Sunday, I would hope to get out and play golf, but it'll be my rest day from, the triathlon in the gym. So it's looking like it's going to be it's going to be every day that something's going on. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited about training. Like for the first time in a long time, I'm actually looking forward to getting in and doing the things that I need to do. And I'm excited. So if you're interested in keeping up to date with what a complete newbie looks like that's just committed to an Ironman that doesn't even have a bike right this second, I still need to buy one of those. That's another thing completely. The fucking cost. Jesus. The amount of money that I spent in the past week and the amount of money that I'm due to spend in the next week is going to be pretty nuts. But yeah, if you're interested in keeping up to date with everything that's going on and what it might look like going from zero to fucking Ironman in the next 12 months, Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because I really appreciate the support. See you all in the next one.